Okay, let's talk about failure for a second. You know, that thing we're all taught to be afraid of? The thing we're supposed to avoid at all costs? Well, what if I told you that whole idea is just wrong? What if your failures are actually your greatest assets?
I want you to really think about that for a minute. We're so conditioned, right? We see failure as this brick wall, a dead end. But what if it isn't a wall? What if it's actually a signpost pointing you in a brand new direction?
So, to really get why we're so scared of failing, we've got to look at our basic human instincts. When you're staring down a big risk, a potential screw-up, what's that gut reaction? It's to flinch, isn't it? To pull back and run for cover, for something safe.
I mean, think about it. Since we were kids, what have we been told? Always have a plan B. And look, it comes from a good place, but what does it really teach us? It trains our brains to constantly be looking for the exit, for the safety net. So the second things get a little shaky, our instinct is to fall back into that comfort zone. And yeah, it's safe there, but absolutely nothing grows there.
And this really leaves us with two very different paths. On one hand, you can fall back. That's the passive route. You are basically ducking the impact by hiding in your comfort zone. You're safe, sure, but you're also stuck. Or you can choose to fall forward. Now that's an active decision. That's not a safety net, it's a launch pad. You're embracing the risk, and the crazy part is by doing that, you actually get to see exactly what's coming your way.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do you trade in that cozy safety net for a launch pad? Well, it all starts with a total mindset shift. A completely new philosophy about what it even means to stumble in the first place.
And here's the big idea, and it's inspired by a philosophy from the one and only Denzel Washington. He said, fall forward. This way you get to see what you are going to hit. It sounds so simple, right? But it's incredibly profound. Instead of jumping back from failure, you lean into it. And when you do that, the obstacle stops being a surprise attack. It just becomes information. You see it, you experience it, and man, do you learn from it.
So you see, falling forward totally rewrites the definition of failure. It's no longer this final judgment on who you are or what you're capable of. Instead, it becomes something totally different. It becomes data. It's just a moment of discovery that tells you, hey, this way doesn't work. And honestly, sometimes knowing what doesn't work is just as valuable as knowing what does.
All right, let's break this down into something practical. If we agree that failure is just data, then every single time we try something new, we're basically just running an experiment, right?
And this creates this amazing cycle of growth. So you start with a risk, an idea, your hypothesis. Then you run the experiment. You just go for it. And when you stumble, when you fail, you're not actually failing. Nope, you're just analyzing the data. You're figuring out what went wrong. And then, the most important part, you repeat the process, applying what you just learned. It's this powerful, never-ending loop of getting better.
You know, just think about any great inventor or innovator. None of them, and I mean none of them, got it right on the first try. So every failed experiment is just one step closer to that light bulb moment. My favorite example is always Thomas Edison. He supposedly tested thousands of materials for the light bulb filament. Now, was he failing all those times? No way. He was successfully discovering thousands of ways that wouldn't work. He was just systematically crossing things off the list until he found the one that would.
But here's the thing. The benefit of thinking this way goes so much deeper than just hitting some goal. The real payoff is what it does for you on the inside.
Because when you truly learn to fall forward, you build real, genuine resilience. You stop being afraid of setbacks because you start seeing them as fuel for the fire. Every stumble gives you a new perspective, it stretches your comfort zone, and it makes you so much stronger and more adaptable for whatever life throws at you next. It's like having a secret superpower.
So, let's bring this all home. For way too long, we've been trained to look at our failures like there's some kind of liability on a balance sheet. You know, something to be embarrassed about, something to hide away.
But this whole fall forward philosophy, it completely flips that script. Your failures aren't liabilities. They are your most valuable assets. They're proof that you are in the arena, that you tried. They're your personal R&D department, your unique data set. They contain lessons that, honestly, success could never, ever teach you. And really, that's what this all comes down to. It's a choice. So the next time you stumble, and you will, we all do, which way are you going to fall? Are you going to fall back into what's safe and comfortable? Or are you going to fall forward into growth, into new knowledge, and towards your next big breakthrough? The choice is always yours.